the Romantasy of 2026. I just finished Half City like literally 30 seconds ago and then ran immediately to my room to make this YouTube video because I need to talk about it. First, I'm going to talk about like just a recap of like kind of what the book is, and then I want to talk about like spoilers. Oh my god, what's happening? So I will give you a warning if you haven't read the book yet. But Half City is a dystopian dark academia fantasy, and it's starring our FMC Viv, who is an Aeon. I don't know the pronunciation because I read it, I didn't listen to it, so let me know in the comments if you know how to pronounce it. She's basically like a hunter of demons, but has like heightened powers, other than just like other hunters, where like a hunter in this universe comes into their power at 21 and then like gets recruited into like the Hunter Academy, which is called Harker. This is like book 1 in the Harker Academy series. And Eon is like born with those powers, and it's like passed down through lineage. And then they can also like sense when demons are around, which a hunter cannot. But Viv is living like in the real world with like her BFF Penny in an apartment, and her mom and her sister and her sister-in-law and her boyfriend don't know that she has like any powers whatsoever. Her powers came from her dad, who like I guess kept it all a secret as well. And her dad was like 12 years ago, I believe, when she was 10, and she's 22 now. And she like watched it go down. And she knows he was betrayed by someone and was like attacked by demons, but she doesn't know who betrayed him. So like part of the book is like her trying to like avenge her dad's death. And then she also gets recruited into this academy. So like part of it's dark academia. Part of it's kind of like a coming of age found family story, because everyone in her real life doesn't know who she really is. So when she goes to this academy, and like everyone there is a hunter, and she like can finally like tell these parts of herself, and she finds like this really close group of friends. Sophia is her roommate and her best friend. Kitty and Peter, who are cousins, and then I think his name is Riley. He's really close friends with Sophia, and he's kind of like this like jock. He plays on like the lacrosse team at the school. Peter's like really nerdy, and Sophia is like a party girl. And those are like her friends that she like forms on the first day. And then of course there's like this super handsome demon teacher, Reed, who is so mean to her and is like going to become our like MMC love interest. And so, sorry, my dog's right here as well. So that's like the premise of the book. And like she's at this academy, and then like all the people in her real life, you know, or her family, like she has like a job. Like I said, she has an apartment with her best friend, but like she's like living at this school in an apartment. And so she's like trying to like give them all these lies. And I'm like, how are these people not realizing it? Which I'm going to pause the video now for a second, because we're going to have spoilers now going into part 2, because I'm going to talk about some big things that happened in the book, because I need you guys to debrief with me. So if you haven't read the book yet, stop the video here if you don't want spoilers. So talking about her life in like the real world, and how people didn't know. Well, obviously Fiona did know, because Fiona was also the professor at Harker, because she can like transform between two people. So she knew like this whole time, because her job at Windsor was like, she wasn't working her job obviously, because she was like going to this Harker school, and Fiona like knew that and was covering for Viv. But I'm like, okay, obviously Viv was like struggling. Like, Fiona, why did you not help her out? Or like, Fiona's married to Nora, Viv's older sister, who is human, and like she doesn't know about Fiona. Like, I'm like, why can't they tell anyone? Like, Viv and Nora's dad didn't tell their mom, and like now her mom's like after his death, like became this totally different person. Like, we can't tell anyone. Like, I don't know. That was like crazy. And like I feel like they just like dropped that Fiona bomb, and then we didn't see anything of it come to fruition before the end of the book. So I'm like, okay, I'm hoping that that's going to be a big part of book 2. And then like, what do you mean Penny, her roommate, had like no inkling something was seriously wrong? Like, that's your roommate. You're supposed to be sleeping there every single night. Also, random like lore that got dropped in the book and then like never brought up again. Remember when Viv went back to her apartment? I think that this was around like when they were doing the Halloween costume shopping. And she's like, oh, I thought I heard a demon nearby. And then that's why Reed gave her that bracelet, which she gave Penny and then like never got back. Like, that would have been useful. But anyways, then we never heard anything more about it. I thought Hound, their dog, was going to be like a demon, like a shift or something. Because like so much was brought into that dog, and then like we never found out about the dog. And then like she was like, oh, I thought I heard something. It was just Hound. And I was like, ooh, is Hound going to be like a demon? Maybe my mind just works too weird, because I thought that was going to be something. But like I said, she thought she had her demon. That was never brought up again. Was that just like a setup for her to get the bracelet? I don't really know. I had a feeling that Driscoll was the one who betrayed her dad, because like they kept talking about that lacrosse picture a lot. Like, I think she went to go see that lacrosse picture like 5 different times in the book, and oh, she read the caption. Oh, that's who it was. So yeah, I knew something was going to be up with him. I thought that it was going to be like more jaw-dropping twist about like why the dad changed his last name to Abbott. Like he was like David Cadell and then like David Abbott, and like why she wasn't like found in the system anywhere. Like, I thought it was going to be like some big thing other than like, oh, he just didn't want to be found. I don't know. So I was like expecting more of a twist with that. But I don't know. I still like thought, even though I like kind of predicted that, I thought it was like still done really well. I wish like Kitty and Lyra, those like disappearances, I thought that was like going to play out cooler than how it kind of did. Like, they were just like, oh, we thought they were eons too, so like we took them, and like that. I was like, oh, like, who was Reed emailing them about like Kitty being in like South America or something? Like, I don't know. Like, there was just like a lot of like follow-up I wanted, and maybe that will come in book 2, obviously, because book 1 really ended on a cliffhanger. So yeah, now she has this thing in her back, and she escaped, and Reed is taking down the demons, and she went to Deacon, which like, he was also supposed to be dead. So like, why did Reed lie about that? And we never got like the reasoning for why Reed lied about that, because they were like having a fight, and then they just like made up at the Windsor after the High Thane was there, and like she forgave him, and like he was like, I've always loved you, or like whatever. So we never got like a resolution on that, because he said his brother was dead, and then we found out his brother's Deacon, and then she like goes to Deacon for help. So I don't really know what's going on with that. Are they going to try and make that a love triangle? Are they going to try and make that a brother love triangle? I don't know. I will be reading book 2 though. I will. I really liked it. This is like a series where, you know, obviously like a lot of fantasy series, there's like a lot of world building at the beginning. Sometimes it's kind of slow. But then like once you get past that and you're like really in it, you're like, oh, I'm connected to these characters. I like can't wait to find out what happens. But the only thing that stinks is like this book just came out, so it's probably going to be a while until book 2, which is why I always like making these recap videos and like review videos right after I read them, because then by the time the next book comes out, I'm like, oh, let me just rewatch this. Everyone else on YouTube, just go rewatch this. And we know like the big major plot points of things that are happening. So let me know your thoughts just about the story overall, and then like any of those like questions I had or like plot points I felt like kind of dropped off. Let me know what you think, and then if there were any that you had too, because like I said, I just finished this book and I ran to record this video because I was like, I need to talk to people about this.